Hi everyone and welcome back for another video about procedural animation. It's the second video of a series, so if you haven't seen the first one, I highly recommend you to check it out. I will put the link in the description below. Before kicking things off, I'm going to draw two gizmos for the target's position to make sure I know where the feet are aiming at. Now it's time to think, and by thinking I mean going down in the street, staring at people walking, and trying to understand when they need to make steps and how they do it. And I found out that people can be simplified into a center of mass as well as two feet positions. Those two will define an ellipse, and as long as the center of mass is within this ellipse, the body is balanced and the person doesn't need to make any step. But now let's say the body is moving forward. Slowly but surely the center of mass will get out of the ellipse, leaving two choices to the person. You can either fall or make a step to be balanced again. And just as our ancestors did, we're going for the second option. Now we need to decide if our character is goofy or regular. I will go for regular, meaning that he will send the left foot first. A good target for the moving foot is the symmetry of the other foot relatively to the center of mass. Now you can see the balancing ellipse has changed, so we must take this in consideration as well. Later we just repeat the process. It's important to note that it should be robust to side moves as well. Thankfully, checking if a point is in an ellipse is really easy, and it literally takes one line to compute in C#. Then I used this function to implement another one that will tell me if Brian's body is balanced or not. I also needed to make another adjustment and find the angle formed by the feet to rotate the ellipse accordingly. As you can see, it seems to work pretty well. The gizmo's color indicates whether I'm balanced or not, and it looks pretty convincing. Now that we have an algorithm predicting the next foot position, we need to make sure our feet stick to the ground. Indeed, living in a 3D world is tough. You have obstacles everywhere and a 2D ellipse won't be enough to stick to the ground. For example, this character wants to move his left foot. The algorithm based on the ellipse will provide him a next position for this foot. But we need to somehow cast it on the ground so that we make sure it sticks to the ground. It should be fairly easy with Unity physics raycasts. Also, the raycast provides the normal of the surface at the hit point, which will be really useful to make our feet parallel to what they're stepping on. As you can see, the implementation is fairly simple, and it returns the position of the hit point and its normal. To test it out, we need to make some actual steps. I just implemented it exactly how I described it earlier. If I'm not balanced, I make a step, otherwise I stick to the ground. When making a step, I just check which foot is farther than the other and I make a step with it. As you can see, it works, and it almost looks good. It looks a bit odd with the controller, but at least it's doing something. An easy improvement that we can make is to smoothly move the target instead of moving them in one frame. And to do so, we're going to use coroutines. I hope you liked this episode. In the next one, we're going to lift our feet while making steps, move the arms and move the body up and down to make the overall look a bit more natural. Don't forget to subscribe not to miss it. See you next time. Cheers.